Hey guys, Uncle Ray. Welcome to another episode of the Crypto Bellwether. On this channel, we cut through the hype and the noise and give you the non-biased information you can use to hopefully capitalize on the biggest opportunity in history, and that is this current bull run. I can't be more bullish. Now, altcoin season is not here yet, and I really believe it's going to be a little while, and that's okay. Don't get discouraged. I want to really encourage you guys to have some conviction. Now, if you're looking for projects to start stacking right now while we have this pullback, which could be one of the last pullbacks for Bitcoin until this bull run comes to an end. I really believe that. So we're going to talk about that. I'm going to tell you two projects I'm definitely stacking right now and over the next couple of weeks. And then I got a project that's going to launch that I think you should take a look at. So before we dive into it, hit that like button. We really appreciate it. Okay, guys, if you look at the Bitcoin chart, we've already basically made a new high for the last bull run, which is really impressive. I know it caught a lot of people, including myself, off guard when it happened pre-halving. But we have been ranging sideways, basically between 60 and 70 for like 3.5, pushing 4 months straight. Well, guys, that's consolidation. And a lot of people think that, it's going to go much lower. I find it hard to believe that we would get the gift of, say, $50,000 Bitcoin. What a gift. I would be stacking, and if it falls down to 50,000 somehow, some way, it would just crush the altcoins. But the good news is they're still going to have their altcoin season. They're still going to, explode during the bull run. And if you got some dry powder, and even though it's going to hurt short term, what an opportunity to start stacking really good projects. So I'm going to share with you right now my favorite two projects, and I'm kind of looking at them shorter term as swing trades and long-term holds. I'm looking to do both because, as we know, nothing just goes up, up, and up. So in this pullback, I'm going to share with you my plan of dollar cost averaging in and how I'm going to lay everything out. And then if we get a good pop, I'm just going to unload those bags and wait for another stair-step pullback and go about my business. So we're going to talk about that. Okay, the first project is a Bitcoin layer 2 called Core. It's a phenomenal project. Go to the website core.DYOR.org. Surf around, get familiar. You can build EVM compatible smart contracts on Bitcoin, and they have a heck of a roadmap, and they have some of the best tokenomics for newer projects. Now, another website you can go to is snack.bio, bio/core-DAO, and it walks you through a lot of different stuff like the white paper and its ecosystem and things like staking and stuff like that. It's a wealth of information. But now when you go to their regular website, check out this, guys. This is pretty impressive numbers. 250 million transactions on chain. It's still a new project. It was launched in the bear market. 2.3 million Twitter followers, 250,000 Discord members, and 5 million active followers. Now, if that's not good enough or bullish enough, look when this thing launched, guys. This thing launched back in I guess that would be February, right at March of 2023. We were definitely not in a bull run. Some projects were starting to move up, but it took off, and it, just like everything else, it died. And a lot of people say this is a rug pull, but this is typical. They come out hot, the early money takes profits, and then gives us an opportunity. And that's what we're going to talk about with the last project, the opportunity. Hopefully it'll have a chart like this. But since then, this thing almost made a new all-time high. And now, if you look at this flag pattern, guys, that's about as bullish of a flag as you're going to get. I have no doubt when Bitcoin moves up, gets to say 100K or 150 or wherever it goes, this thing is going to explode. I think it's an extremely good project that I think everyone should take a look at. Now, my next project is Ethereum, especially for the swing trade. Now, hear me out. You know, it's funny how people don't like to talk about the real blue chips, Bitcoin and Ethereum. They call them trash and old tech, but they outperform year in, year out most projects. Yeah, a lot of altcoins come out and explode, but if you got some real money, these are the projects. Now, for me, yes, I don't believe you're going to get life-changing gains unless you have a ton of Ethereum in this bull run. But could you get to, you know, a 4, 5, 6, 7x from here? I believe you could. And yes, that's optimistic, but it has real deflationary tokenomics. And, you know, whether we like the Ethereum or not, Wall Street loves Ethereum as the base layer. That's why you got layer 2s and layer 3s building out from there. So anyway, I'm going to swing trade Ethereum, and then if it pumps, you know, hopefully I can make a 2 or 3x between now and say the start of next year and take that money and keep it moving. But anyway, what you're looking at on the chart is the Ethereum Bitcoin versus Bitcoin, which Bitcoin has been outperforming. And if you look at any token, I mean, not any token, but literally 98% of them, Bitcoin has been crushing whatever project it is. But now, this, I'm assuming, was the announcement of the ETF. Now, it looked like Ethereum was going to take the lead and start outperforming Bitcoin on the pair. Well, it's been pulling back, but that since the announcement. But I believe that just like Bitcoin, and Bitcoin kind of did the same thing, you know, the ETF is not being pushed yet. And a lot of people don't believe it's going to be as successful as Bitcoin's ETF launch. And I agree 100%. And I'll tell you why in a second. But when I look at this chart, I believe we're going to probably pull back for, I don't know, next couple of days, next couple of weeks, until they actually start getting the inflows and start pushing the ETF out to customers. And then it's going to get a lot of attention. It's going to fire up the ecosystem and hopefully kick off, at least pre-kick off, altcoin season. But I think you could see Ethereum come down to, say, this level. There's a lot of liquidity right there and take off. Or it could come down even more and then take off. But I truly believe if we fast forward, say, 5, 6 months from now, Ethereum will be on the uptrend compared to Bitcoin. Now, the reason I don't think Ethereum will have as much success as Bitcoin, first of all, Bitcoin was the most successful ETF, spot ETF in history. And it's very simple, and it is the, the beacon chain. And for the average person, guys, I know a lot of wealthy people, and quite frankly, hardly any of them own Bitcoin. And I've been trying to get them to buy it when it was at 15.8, at 20, 25, 30. And I can't tell you how many wealthy people I know go, well, why don't you do it for me, right? Open a wallet for me. I'm like, I'm not your guy, right? It's not financial advice. But now they can call JP Morgan. They can call their stockbroker. They can call whoever and say, hey, I want to buy some Bitcoin. And they can easily do it. It's understandable. It's held, by whoever they choose to use. and they don't have to learn anything else, and it will be all laid out in their portfolio just like their managers have done for years. Most of them don't read stock reports. That, you'd be surprised how little wealthy people know, even with millions and millions in the stock market, about the companies they own. They have financial advisors and they trust them. That's why Bitcoin has been so successful. When a JP Morgan, a BlackRock, Goldman Sachs, whoever calls you and says this is what you need to do, and you got $50 million, $100 million with them, if they tell you to do something, you're going to go, okay. They don't care about the technology, and they dang sure don't want to learn about it. Now, that being said, the cool thing about the success of this launch and how almost everyone that got in, when it first happened, the first couple of months, are making money. Well, when your stockbroker or financial planner calls you now and says, hey, we got another one called Ethereum, let's just say they put 2% of their portfolio into Bitcoin. Maybe they hit them up for 1. Maybe they hit them up for another 2% or whatever. Maybe they put 5 into Bitcoin, they hit them up for 3, something like that. And so I believe that people are still going to be wanting to go into Bitcoin first, but they will, if you were successful in Bitcoin, and now you're starting to learn and build trust, more trust with your financial planner, Ethereum is going to do well. And then when Ethereum explodes in this bull run, it's going to start getting other people's attention. And whatever the second or the third, fourth, fifth spot ETF comes along, the people that have been successful in the Bitcoin and Ethereum are probably just going to keep stacking. And a number of those, not many, but a percent, I don't know, 10 or 20% of those people will end up like me and you as straight crypto degens. Anyway, here's the Ethereum chart. It looks almost identical to the Ethereum Bitcoin chart, pair. But I believe here's your support. Here's a lot of liquidity. I think Ethereum could push down to say 3,000 area. I think it'd be between 3,300, 3,200 and 3,000, or it could take off from here. But I don't see it going under, say 3,000. It could, it could get down to the very bottom right here, which is like 28.6. And it could have a low wick or something, but I really believe there's a ton of support right there. And the support should be somewhere around 3,000, something like that. And that would be really healthy. Now, it may go sideways for the next couple of weeks. Okay. Bear with me. I'm going to tell you about my third pick, and then I'm going to give you my exact strategy of what I'm going to do, because tomorrow we have a big, big announcement. TAP protocol is another layer 2 that is a powerhouse new project coming out on the Bitcoin ecosystem. It hasn't launched yet, but I just watched a couple of podcasts from some developers, and they explain what it is. It's over my head, but they are very bullish on the project and what it can do as far as being a layer 2 and help scale Bitcoin ecosystem. Now, here's my game plan. We have a big day tomorrow. A lot of numbers coming out, the Fed speaking, and we have, I forget what it is, farm payroll, I believe, on Thursday. So we got 2 announcements coming back to back. I believe it's already baked in the cake. So I think tomorrow's going to end up being a bullish day. The Fed has no choice but to print money, no matter how he says it. But I could be wrong. So for me, I'm going to stack both of these projects either tonight or early in the morning. And I'm going to stack them as my first stack for a swing trade. So if I stack them and they take off and they get a good pump, 20, 30%, whatever, I'll probably just cover. Now, if I'm wrong and tomorrow it's brutal, well, I almost would prefer that. And the market pulls back, well, I'll do my second stack. right? And if it goes on the next week or the next week, I'll keep stacking all the way down. So I believe in these projects. I don't think they remotely have seen their all-time highs for this bull run. So, and it's the deeper we get into this bull run, the less risk we have. Now, it's still risky. It's crypto, but I think it's a great play. I can stack in the morning or tonight. I'm going to look at the charts and kind of figure it out. And then if I'm right, I just cover and I turn it into a swing trade. If I'm wrong, I just keep stacking. Anyway, guys, that's my game plan. Let me know about the projects that I mentioned in the comment section. And also, I do one-on-one coaching. If you need some help with your portfolio, we will dive into it, talk about your risk, rewards, your goals, how to dollar cost average in, dollar cost average out, how to get a game plan, how to compare tokens, and answer any questions. It's only $250 for 3 phone call or Zoom calls. I think it helped you out a lot. Now, if you decide to take me up on the coaching, that's wonderful. But if you don't, do yourself a favor. It's not financial advice. Get a game plan. Stick to that game plan and take profits, or you'll become the profits. Now, I know I harp on this a lot, guys, about taking profits, but I really believe that 90% of the people watching this are going to lose money. There's a weird dynamic in crypto with the influencers. If they don't tell you what you want to hear, they don't grow their channel, right? So they keep telling you what they want to hear. Projects like Taproot, it's probably not going to get, our Tap protocol, it's not going to get a lot of attention. Just like if you make an Ethereum video, nobody's going to watch it, right? They want to talk about the XRPs and the ICP and projects like that because they grow the channel. Doesn't mean they grow your portfolio for whatever that's worth. Anyway, guys, so just remember, and the competition and the future of crypto probably is not any or very few of these projects that we know and love. Now, I just did a video where I went back to the 2017-18 bull run, and I looked at the top 100 tokens and compare them to how many out of the top 100, those are the great of the great, only 20 of the top 100 made a new all-time high. And out of the top 25, only 5 made a new all-time high. And they didn't have a fraction of the competition. Anyway, I'll leave a link at the end if you want to watch that video. I highly recommend it. That's all I got for you guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Hit that like button and come back and be part of this community. Take care.